Welcome back to another P3D video. My name is Adam, and in today's video I thought we'd go through the complete history of Lockheed Martin's P3D program, looking at all the various different builds and the future. Lockheed Martin's prepared simulation software has always been presented in a virtual world which spans from the very depths of the oceans to suborbital space and everything in between. P3D can be used for immersive experimental learning and is an open architecture system to where any developer can replace or build upon the core features of the P3D software. Since launching the software in 2010 as an evolution of the Microsoft ESP technology from FSX, Lockheed Martin has created Prepared, a professional training and academic learning tool that has expanded ground and maritime settings, adding camera sensors, enhanced multiplayer capability for distributed training exercises, and has developed on the software from what it was over 15 years ago to what it's going to become moving forward into the future. It has been made available for commercial use, but mostly by professional training schools and academics across the globe. Many of us have probably seen or used P3D in one of its 6 iterations, 7th if you count the new one. But not many people use P3D now. It's pretty much a very small core unit of people. The larger flight sim community has moved on and is using the Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 or 2024, and developers have followed. Pretty much all of the developers have pretty much dumped P3D development. There's probably only about 5 developers who have stayed. Orbex, FS Dream Team, Extreme Prototypes, Majestic, and Pilots, and that's it. And it's a real shame, to be honest, because looking back over the years, P3D was one of the biggest flight sims about 10-15 years ago, and really its only competition was, well, nobody, because P3D's never been built for the flight sim community. Lockheed Martin has always built P3D for its professional clients, military or academic flight schools around the world. It's never really been built for us flight simmers, although they do allow a license for us to use it and will gladly offer support in the forums and listen to requests and help developers with their requests for add-ons. P3D has just never been the priority for the flight sim community, probably why the flight sim community turned its back on P3D. But if you think about it, P3D is actually probably a developer's wet dream software to use. Lockheed Martin will work one-to-one with developers and change the code of the sim and mold it to help the developer utilize P3D for their add-ons. It's an open architecture software, meaning nothing is locked and everything is flexible. You can swap out, change, or even replace the core features of P3D if you're an add-on developer wanting to inject something new into the sim. There's nothing that you can't do with the P3D software. And from what I see in Microsoft, for the likes of, say, PMDG, for what they've brought out for both 2020 and 2024, there's nothing in there that cannot have been used in P3D. I don't see a single feature of Microsoft that can actually be used in P3D. Current P3D, going back as far as V4, has the ability to stream in photoreal data on the fly, just like Microsoft. It has a multiplayer and a custom SDK kit, which is completely open. None of it's locked off, and you can basically build your own models from within the sim as well. And yet, P3D's never thought of now for developers. And yet, the one thing they cry out for with Microsoft is stability and features and the ability to get into the sim, which is exactly what they can do with P3D. If anything, the shift to Microsoft has really just brought out the money hungriness of developers following the crowd and really not sticking to their integrity of wanting to build a quality product. They just want to build an eye candy product that gamers will use. Full stop. Because if you think about it, P3D versus Microsoft and X-Plane, P3D wins. It's built by the government technology Lockheed Martin. It's backed by the government. And they are not going to shut it down because they've run out of money. They're not in it to make money. They're using it as a single tool and not to try and milk a community of money. They work with developers and actually help them to get what they want by changing P3D around. And the reason why V6 hasn't had many updates is because, well, there's only about 3 developers still creating add-ons for P3D V6. So it doesn't really need that many updates because no one's crying out for things to change. And it is a real shame. I mean, I still use it as my primary sim, and I trust Lockheed Martin way more than I trust Microsoft. Whilst Microsoft might have the visuals, P3D has the integrity and the stability and the flexibility I need to do what I want in my flight sim. I've created airports, altered planes, and recoded the sim to suit my tastes. Nobody can do that with Microsoft. And even X-Plane, to a degree, is slightly locked off. It relies on its own stability, so if you change it, it becomes very unstable. Now, there is a new kid on the block in terms of Prepared. And I just want to talk about that one now because I've seen a lot of misinformation in the community. And since the launch, I think people are wanting to understand, will we get it? The question is, yeah, you can. It's freely available for everybody. Not free, but it's freely available. It comes packaged in the Lockheed Martin flight sims though, and they cost around $1 million. But you can contact Lockheed Martin and purchase one today, and you will get Prepared Fuse. Well, what is Prepared Fuse? Well, it's a next generation image generator. It combines the very best of all the past P3D products, as well as their Sage and other proven Lockheed Martin technologies, all fused together. It is built on a custom build of Unreal Engine 5 and includes a range of capabilities specifically selected to meet the needs of serious flight simulation, or just rather simulation, customers. Examples of advanced capabilities include a full modeled Earth with global terrain database powered by Blackshark AI, physically accurate sensor simulations, and compliance with simulation standards. It has an AI-powered intelligent semi-automated force capability and a massive content library and many more features, detailed airports, cityscaped, and a mature infrared math model derived from over 25 years of prior image generation development to support sensor models. This is data that is just not available to commercial use. Also, it utilizes the Unreal Engine library, and it has a library of converted models from legacy products to access additional native Unreal Engine models. It has a compatibility with the Fab of the Epic Games digital marketplace for Unreal. Now, does this mean that P3D is going to go away in terms of versions 1 to 6? Absolutely not. Lockheed Martin plans to continue to support P3D moving into the future. Version 6 is still due a new release or an update this year. Does it mean that the legacy content can't be used with Fuse? Well, generally, some workarounds and converting will need to take place, but it will actually work. You will probably need to convert existing models, and it really depends on how well they were built in the first place, but Lockheed Martin has had good success with converting models and terrain databases from multiple different sources and devs to use in Fuse. Now, Fuse, I've got to say, is probably a flight sim's wet dream, because unlike Microsoft or even X-Plane, it relies on no internet connection whatsoever. It basically is a standalone global terrain run on the premises off your drive, but yet can still be run on a local area network connected to a network attached storage. Now, this is Lockheed Martin we're talking about. Their database for the world that they've mapped is 10 petabytes big, which is about 5 times larger than the one Microsoft has access for their flight sims. Now, Lockheed Martin is prepared to also support via the forums for Fuse, but to be honest, you'll probably get a one-to-one support from Lockheed Martin, as opposed to you'll have to type it in the forums. If you do want to purchase Prepared Fuse, you can contact Lockheed Martin and find out how much it'll cost, but it does come bundled as part of their integrated simulators, and they cost around about $1 million. So, you know, you can have it, but it's going to cost you money, because this is serious simulation. We're talking under the water simulation, we're talking space simulation, we're talking ground ops simulation, we're talking the air, we're talking the full Monty. But you know what? You can still do that in Prepared now, versions 4, 5, and 6. You can do aerial flight simulation, or on the ground, or in the space, or under the water. It's already there. The only difference really between Fuse is the global terrain. It works exactly like Microsoft, but it's completely stable, and it's offline. So there's no chance of it going away. It's basically every developer's wet dream. Anyway, I think it's great, but that's basically it. I could go on forever about P3D because I prefer it, and that's okay. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care.